everyone, it's Kimberly from the Westmont Public Library, and today I'm going to show you how to repurpose old bottle caps for 3 easy projects you can do right at home. For this first craft, we're going to be making a miniature macaroon, either for an ornament or a keychain. You'll need 2 bottle caps, some paint, strong adhesive or a hot glue gun, some glitter, and then lastly just some craft glue. First step we're going to want to do is to glue together both bottle caps. What I'm going to start with is take my adhesive and just kind of outline the inside of each of the bottle caps so that I have a little bit of a glue layer to stick the 2 of them together. I'm also just going to try to line them up as best as I can, kind of on the edges for each. And then I'm just going to press both of them together. If you're working with hot glue, this will definitely stick a lot faster. This takes a little bit of time to dry, so I'm just going to make sure it's secure and then set it aside for a few minutes so it dries. You can also go ahead and just take a paintbrush and add some additional glue just on the outside there if you want to make sure it's a little bit more secure. It's going to get painted over anyway, so it's okay if it's a little gloopy, but this is just to make sure it's secure. So once the 2 caps have dried together, we're going to go ahead and start painting it. What I have today is just a bit of red paint and white that I'm going to mix together to kind of make a pastel-y pink. I've seen macaroons are very often colored in pastels, so that's what I'm going to go with today. I'm just going to go ahead and mix the 2. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start painting it. Same as before with the glue along the edges, it's okay if you don't get the paint completely in the little ridges on the outside of the bottle cap. It is going to get covered in the glitter and glue anyways, so you just want to hope that you get a good base coat. So then once your paint is dried on both sides, it's going to be time to start using the glitter and the Elmer's glue. I recommend doing this over a plate or a dish. The glitter has a tendency to go everywhere. This is kind of a nice way to make sure you're doing it in a cleaner environment. So what I'm going to go ahead and start doing is just kind of over the outline of the ridges, distributing some of the Elmer's glue right along the lip here. I'm just going to do a little section at a time, and then kind of work my way around between doing the glue and then the glitter. And then I'm just going to lightly tap it out. And then just kind of shake off the excess. then after it's all dried, it'll look like this. For this next craft, we're going to be using bottle caps to customize our own checker pieces. So in total, we'll need 16 pieces. I've separated them. Today I'm going to be doing a bumblebee and ladybug theme. So I have my red and yellow paintbrush, and then I'm just going to separate them out and then start coating them with their base layers, and then do the decorating and kind of the customizing in a little bit after. Then after I have my red and yellow pieces all evenly coated, I'm going to go ahead and use a black paint pen to start adding some details. For the red pieces, I'm just going to do a line and some black polka dots to kind of make them look like ladybugs. And then for the yellow pieces, I'm just going to go ahead and do some black stripes across. And then these are what my finished pieces will look like. This makes really good for a travel kind of checkers game if you have old felt or even old cardboard or paper to make a checkerboard with. It's a really fun way to make your own kind of customized checkerboard. For this last craft, we're going to be using the bottle caps to make miniature pies that you can actually turn into magnets, keychains, or even pins. For this, you'll need tan-colored felt, beads resembling the type of pie you'd like to create, some strong adhesive or a hot glue gun, and then lastly some scissors. To get started, you're going to want to go ahead and pick out the tan-colored felt you'll be using with your pie tin or your mini bottle cap. And you're actually just going to place it right over the fabric that you want to use, and then you're just going to trace a circle around the bottle cap. And then once you have your circle, you're going to want to take your scissors and you're just going to cut just outside the black line. And then using that same piece of fabric, you want to go ahead and just start cutting very thin strips off the ends. This is actually what you're going to use at the end when you start forming your pie crust. So you're just going to want to go ahead and make these as thin as you can. And then once you feel like you have enough to do the design you want, you can just go ahead and kind of keep those off to the side. And then using your circle that you just cut, you're going to go ahead and then take your adhesive and then fill the bottom of the bottle cap. And kind of same way how you would with actual pie crust, you're going to go ahead and take the felt and then just press it really firmly right along in the inside of the bottle cap and kind of form it to the edges. It'll look like that. So then you're going to want to sort out the color beads that you're going to want to use for the kind of pie you want. And then once you have your plan kind of in place, you're going to take your adhesive and just kind of fill in a small layer right at the base of the felt. And then you're just going to start taking your beads and arranging them just in a little pie tin. You can also do this with glitter or even puffy paint if you wanted a smoother surface for your pie, but you can really make this as creative or as detailed as you like. And then when you have the arrangement that you like, you're just going to want to go ahead and lightly press down on all the beads so that everything is nice and secure. So now that you have the filling of the pie all taken care of, you're going to go ahead and take the strips that you previously cut and then a little bit more of the adhesive. If you are using glue, I kind of recommend using this with a paintbrush. It just kind of makes it a little bit more exact and keeps the glue from going everywhere. You're just going to want to brush it kind of loosely over the edges of the pie tin. And then this is going to be where you start forming your crust design. So then after you're done kind of building the design that you want, whether you want them crisscrossed or straight across like a checkerboard, you're going to want to just let it dry. And don't worry about the ends hanging out, because we're actually just going to trim those off in just a second. So after you've let it sit for just a couple of seconds to dry, you're just going to go ahead and flip it over and take your scissors and just kind of trim off any of the excess felt. And there's your little pie. Each of these crafts are so great because you can really make them as unique as you like and fit them with materials you might already have at home. The checkers can be painted on in rival team colors, or you can even go ahead and glue tiny little pictures on top of them. The pies and macaroons are just adorable miniature projects you can make and share with your friends. I hope you guys like these project ideas. Be sure to follow our social media for more WPL Kids programs. Thanks!